Today we're going to talk ARV, or after repair values. It's a very key metric to know when you're analyzing deals, especially value add properties. If you're wanting to use the BRRRR strategy, refinance your property, you're going to need this key metric. So if you're new here, my name is Silly. I'm a 25-year-old investor. I have 40 units out of state in Ohio and in Georgia, and every week I bring you tips and tricks to help you reach financial freedom through real estate investing. This is a little bit of a different format than usual. I wanted to make it a little bit more casual so you can see over my shoulder and I can talk you through some of the thought process of calculating ARV. So my favorite way to invest is with the value add strategy because I can force equity, I can force appreciation by renovating property. So let me give you an example. So say I bought a property for $100,000 and the renovation is $50,000. If your ARV, or after repair value, is $125,000, you would have put in all of that effort not to see any return. Your property is actually worth less than you're all in for. So that's a bad deal. You probably would not buy that deal, or you would need to buy that deal for significantly less to make it a good deal for you. If that property's ARV was $150,000, aka exactly what you're into the property for, you might second guess buying that property because you'd have to put in so much work, time, effort to get that property to be worth exactly what you're in for it for. However, if you bought the property for $100,000, you put in $50,000, and that property is now worth $200,000 after renovation, that might be a better deal for you. You have effectively forced appreciation or forced equity into your property. You now have $50,000 of additional equity from performing that renovation. So if you're going to do the BRRRR strategy, you would then do a cash out refinance on that new ARV appraised value, which is why that metric is so key. So I wanted to just walk you through a sample, sort of deal analysis, how I look at ARV and find ARVs when I am analyzing properties. Step one, you're going to want to find a subject property to analyze, and you're going to want to look at some of the key details of the property. So we can look at bedrooms. This one has 3 bedrooms, bathrooms. This one has 2 bathrooms, and then square footage. This is kind of an average size house, 1,231 square feet. We can then go down and look at some of the details of the property as well so that we can make sure that we are comparing it to similar properties. So year built is 1927, and it does have a detached garage. It does have central air, and those are really good data points for when we're looking at comps to see if they are truly comparable. And just to give you a reference point of where it's located, let me see if I can click into the map and zoom out. It is in this area right here in Cincinnati, between Montgomery Road and kind of where that Plainfield Road is right here. So you just want to make sure to pay attention to all of the key roads that kind of change the characteristics of the neighborhoods. So step 2, we're going to want to then look for comps, so comparable properties where we can start to determine the after repair value for this property. So here is the same area. You can see right here the main roads. We're going to want to switch it from for sale to sold and press apply. A bunch of properties come up, so we're going to want to then narrow it down even more. So we're going to then go from bedrooms and bathrooms, match the bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, use exact match. Then we're going to want to match the bathrooms as well, press apply. Still a lot of properties, so we're going to narrow it down even more. Home type, deselect all and press houses, press apply, and then more. We're going to want to set a minimum square footage. So this property is about, I think it was 1,300 square feet. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,200 square feet. So we're gonna put the minimum square footage at 1,000 and the maximum square footage at 1,500. Go down. I'm going to put an upper bound on this year built at 2,000 just so that we don't have any new construction houses that pop up into there. You can use these other filters, but I'm not going to use them right now. The key thing that you want to pay attention to is sold in the last date range. And so the sooner, the closer, the better, but we want to make sure that we give ourselves enough time to have enough comps. So I'm going to filter it to 6 months. The market changes day to day, month to month, but it has been changing a lot recently. The market has been in a bit of a decline recently, so you want to make sure that you're not looking at comps from 12 months ago because the market was in a much different place. So we're going to bind it to 6 months right here, and that takes away so much of the comps. So we're gonna press apply, and then we are also going to draw a boundary so that we don't cross any of these main intersections. So if you see any of these highways or this type of highway over here, that usually splits the area into different neighborhoods, so we don't want to cross that. Again, these are some of the main roads that also split the area, so I'm just gonna draw a quick boundary so that we are looking at the right areas. And we're gonna just draw a rough boundary. Ooh. There we go, and press apply. So now we have a much smaller comp set to work with, and this is really helpful because now these properties are much more comparable. They are all 3-bedroom, pretty much all 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, couple 3-bedroom, 3 bathrooms in there, but they're all very similar price ranges as well. So we can click into a few of them and take a look at what they look like. The most important part for comping properties is the condition of the after repair value as well. You want to make sure that you are picking properties that look like how you plan to renovate the property. Again, it is called after repair value, and so it is after you renovate. Is your property going to look similar to this condition? This is a renovated house. It is renovated very nicely, and so this would be an ARV comp, as long as this is kind of to the quality that you plan to renovate in. 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, and it is a bit bigger in square footage, but I'm going to show you in a minute how we can account for square footage as well with these different comps. So that is a good comp. We can look through some other ones. We have a 3-bedroom, 2 bathroom, is close by, and it is again renovated as well. We can also look through some of the different bits so we can see it has parking spaces, central heating. You can also look at things like lot size. This is a very similar here to where this property is built, and so I think this is a fairly good comp as well. Very similar square footage. But when we want to account for bigger square footage, for example, this 1,400 square foot house we were just looking at, and our property is just over 1,200 square feet, there will be a different in per square foot pricing. So I went ahead and created a quick spreadsheet. All right, so I have all of the comps that we were just looking at in this area. I put them on a spreadsheet. I excluded the ones that were lower, so you can see some of these are unrenovated, and this one is also unrenovated. It's now being sold for a lot more, but this person probably bought the property for $120,000 and planned to renovate it. So I've excluded the unrenovated comps from this list. And we have the addresses, the sold prices, the square footage, which brings us to the price per square foot. On average, if we just average out all of those, it comes to $224 per square foot. If we wanted to then use that square footage per square foot number on our property, we have 1231. So we can just type that in quickly and then multiply both of those numbers, and we can get an approximate ARV number. So we're at $275,000 approximately for this property's ARV. This is not perfect, but it's a great starting point if you need to find ARV quickly for deal analysis. All right, that's basically it. The quick and simple way to find ARV for really quick deal analysis. Just to recap the steps really quickly. Step 1, you're going to want to dive into the subject property, take a look at your bedrooms, your bathrooms, the quality of your property, different amenities that it has. Step 2, you're going to find comparable properties within the right neighborhood, within similar bedrooms and bathrooms, and within similar size ranges. And then you can even narrow down further into the per square foot view so that you can get a more accurate comp on your ARV number for your deal analysis. Then you want to just run your numbers in step 3 if you need further validation. If it looks like that deal is going to work out, you can then reach out to a real estate agent, someone who is going to be an expert in that market, to further affirm your comps or maybe tweak them and provide some additional comps as well. If you don't know how to build your team, if you're investing out of state, your team is key for success. And so I have a video on how to build your team, what to ask your team members, what to look out for. Make sure you watch that video as well. If this video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and leave any comments for me below, and I can answer all of your questions. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.